Hey guys, Wendy Williams' son reportedly was evicted from the $2 million Miami apartment after being cut off from his mom's fortune, according to Radar Online. So the former daytime talk show host Wendy Williams' estranged son, Kevin Hunter Jr., was evicted from his $2 million Miami apartment after no money was coming in from his mom because her money is tied up at Wells Fargo Bank. The TV personality's son was hit with a $70,000 lawsuit in back rent for non-payment of rent from February of this year to his eviction. Now, Kevin Jr., who is now 22, I'm thinking, what is he doing in a $2 million apartment? He's 22. He should have been scaling down, trying to save some of that money. Go rent something for $2,000, $3,000, but $2 million. Anywho, moving on. Kevin Jr., who is 22, is getting the boot from his pad. It is the latest turmoil between the once close-knit mother and son duo that deteriorated after Wendy checked into a Malibu rehabilitation center for alcohol abuse. Wendy is now 58, and she needs to start cleaning up her act because in 2 years she's going to be 60. Can you imagine this 60-year-old woman still in and out of rehab? So according to court documents obtained by the online newspaper The Sun, the eviction lawsuit against Kevin Jr. was filed back in August of this year. And the filed documents included a copy of the signed lease that began in March of 2021 and ended the following year in February. The lease transactions showed a year's worth of rent prepaid by Wendy, in addition to a security deposit and other lease-related fees. In total, Wendy forked over $100,000 for her son's apartment. Kevin Jr. was supposed to pick up the payment in February 2022. However, he was unable to do so after losing access to his mother's money. According to the lawsuit, which stated the first month of payment delinquency began in February of 2022, and Kevin Jr. did not hold up his end of the bargain for the leasing agreement for leasing the apartment. So Kevin Jr. insisted that his mother rented the apartment and cited her failing health as the reason for being unable to make the lavish rent payments. So as his lease approached its end date, Kevin Jr. stated that my mom went through some health issues that put the court in control of her finances. And Wendy accused her son of charging $100,000 to her American Express credit card, which Kevin Jr. denied. Additionally, Wells Fargo froze Wendy's account due to her unstable condition, which left her unable to withdraw money from those accounts. And Kevin Jr. additionally stated his reason for being unable to make payments was that all of the financial support that his mom always gave stopped. So if your mom's money stopped, you have to go to work. You got to find gainful employment. Wendy is a big mega star. So I'm sure there are people out there, companies out there willing to hire Kevin Jr. But everybody wants to sit and sponge off of Wendy. Sounds like father like son. So what about going and getting a job, Kevin? You and your father, depending on your mother, to pay all your bills, and there's so much work you guys can be doing. Stop depending on Wendy and go get you a job. So RadarOnline.com reported that in July of 2022, Wendy was accused of not allowing Kevin Jr. to live in her New York City penthouse. And Wendy's brother, Tommy, dropped a bombshell allegation in a 24-minute video. Wendy's birthday is this month, says her brother, and it should have been a great time for family. A great time for her son, but it's not, says her brother Tommy. It's a great time for everybody inside of Wendy's head, Tommy claimed in the video. Notice what he said, folks, inside of Wendy's head. So the brother also accused Wendy of abandoning their 91-year-old father in the same manner that she allegedly cut ties with her son. So what was he saying? That the father was also expecting Wendy to pay all his bills? I don't understand what he's saying, because he's saying in the same manner in which he cut ties with her son, and according to Wendy and her son, she was paying all the bills for her son, paying the rent, paying everything. So if the father ties was cut by Wendy in the same manner, then I guess Tommy was alleging that Wendy was paying the father's bills also, the 91-year-old father. I mean, these folks got to give Wendy a break and let her live her best life. My goodness, the woman is struggling with so many ailments, and she's got so much hospital bills, and they're still looking for a handout. I'm telling you guys, these rich kids are so spoiled that when they have a parent who is wealthy and is a millionaire parent, like they don't want to go to work at all. This is why, some of the smarter ones, some of the smarter millionaires make sure that their children work. Like Steve Harvey, he makes sure that his kids work. Although they can afford to sit their butts down and not work at all because Steve Harvey have got it that way. But he said, no, y'all got to know what working is all about. Put in some hours somewhere, understand that it doesn't come easy. I came up, when I was coming up, it wasn't easy. I had to struggle. So the smart millionaires make sure that their children put in work. So when they're ready to hand them that millions of dollars, they would appreciate it and not blow it and not squander it. They will appreciate $1 and they would know how to hold on to millions that is handed to them. Because trust and believe, all of Steve's money is going to leave to his kids. But they are going to appreciate it because they worked and they know how hard it is to get that $1. Now getting back to Wendy and her saga, she and her son are now a little estranged. They're saying that they're not as close as they once were. And that's a shame because that's her only child. So guys, this is what Kevin Jr. outlined. He said, my name is Kevin Samuel Hunter. I'm 22 years old. My date of birth is 8/18/2000. I'm a full-time student at Florida International University. I have been residing at, and that's blotted out, Miami, Florida, and the zip code is given, since March of 2021. When I moved in, my mom, Wendy Hunter, rented an apartment for me, paying for a full year plus security up front, with her intent being to purchase it at the end of the lease. At her request, I signed the original lease on her behalf. As the lease approached the end, my mom went through some health issues that put the courts in control of her finances. All of this happened suddenly, and all of the financial support that she always gave me stopped, including my housing, My education is paid through a 529 education plan that my mom set up, but can only be released with the court's approval. I had to pause my education for a full academic year because of COVID and to care for my mom. Even though my name is on the lease, my mom was paying, and for medical and legal reasons, she has not been able to pay the rent for the past month since the year lease ended, and the court have control of her finances. Everything happened very suddenly, very quickly, and unexpectedly. I had no idea things would end up like this. The funds to pay their arrears will be available and hopefully accessed through the court soon. There is also approximately $20,000 from the security deposit that can be applied to their arrears. I know I need to move, and I'm ready to do so within 7 days. Now, guys, this is what Wendy's son outlined to the court. And it's kind of heartbreaking that this young man had to stop his education to help take care of his mom. And now they're estranged, I can't say estranged. They're not as close as they used to be. That's what was reported by Radar Online. And all that money, when he poured into that apartment, she could have purchased a home for Kevin close to the college. In that way, he would have been rent-free. Why is it that black people don't think right? When they have money, they think the gravy train is always going to be rolling out the dough. But they don't really look forward and say, okay, what if? They don't look at the what ifs. What if I get sick? What if my job stops? And what if I get fired? They don't look at the what ifs. They just live, like if they got it like that and it's always going to be like that. Sure, they got it like that now, but what about tomorrow? All that can be wiped away due to one little devastation. Maybe your health failed and you run out of money. Now, in Wendy's case, she did not know that Wells Fargo was going to freeze her money. Had Wells Fargo not frozen her money, I'm sure that money would have been gone by now. That money would have been gone because between her husband, her ex-husband, Kevin Sr., and Kevin Jr., they would have ran through that couple of million that she got in the bank. But Kevin Jr. have legit reasons why he would have access to that money, because he needs to pay those bills. He's a full-time student, and this is what he and his mom discussed and set up, and it was agreed that she would foot all these bills until he graduates. So guys, let that be a cautionary tale. Don't take your health for granted. Set aside for a rainy day, and make sure that you are signing documents that you fully understand. Because in Wendy's situation, I don't know what she signed with Wells Fargo Bank, that they feel that they had a right to put a stop payment to everybody, including herself. She can't even get hold of her own money. And the bank is not kin to her. They're not family. They're not friends. So she must have signed a document that is giving them a right to hold those funds in case she becomes incapacitated and there are people withdrawing from her account without her permission. So this is what I'm thinking. She signed off on it. That's why they're able to hold her funds. So YouTubers, drop your comments with this crazy story about Wendy, her son, Tommy the brother, dropping the bombshell. It was a bombshell, all right. It was a bombshell that they all should get off their asses and go get jobs. That's what it sounds like. YouTubers, I'm over and out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and to this video. Thank you for watching.